The PvP on this map it can be not as usually won't be as bad as the previous one because there are more ramps that you have to go up, but
Yeah,
it's still PvP, and like you said, map choice doesn't really matter.
yeah. The one thing I would say is that the natural ramp on Shakuras is pretty narrow compared to
Yeah,
maps, so it could
yeah,
affect some of the earlier
yeah,
expansion timings, but I don't think it's made that big of a deal.
yeah. So in the top left we have.
Oh, I never got invited to the game. You actually started the game.
Oh
Okay.
shit!
I
Well,
thought. Well, okay.
okay, so I guess I'm gonna solo cast this. So in the top
Okay. Good luck. I'll see
left,
you in a bit.
we have BGSCX in the orange, and in the bottom right we have Obsidian from Northwestern in the teal. Cross positions uh, on Shakuras is obviously good for is obviously good in my opinion because I just hate how PvP can be one base all ins, and cross positions obviously helps to mitigate that. But SCX is going down a 12 gate, while Obsidian is opting for a 13 gate. So this means, of course, that SCX is trying to put on some really fast pressure, which is not surprising in PvP. He should have a gas at this. Oh yeah, so there's the 14 gas and a slightly earlier 14 gas from Obsidian. Both of them just scout cross positions first because they anticipated the other one 9 scouting, and then they 13 scout. And yeah, we see a cyber. We see a really fast cyberport to the point where he's actually cutting probes to get that up from SCX and from Obsidian. Also a cyberport. Not much really going on here. Pylon and Obsidian's pylons is already up. He has a second gas now, which means he's probably not going to go for a 4 gate, but he is going to go for some. He's probably going for some other pressure. Now he's trying to put down another building. Let's see what it is. It's a gateway, so it's probably going to be a 3-stalker rush, I think. But that's why I said last time, and it clearly didn't happen. And it clearly didn't happen. Maybe he's putting down the gas for the benefit of the scout. So he thinks there's some sort of tech because he's not actually mining from the gas. SCX has a zealot out and he's trying to scout to chase out the scouting probe. He also has a probe at the bushes between the two bases, so he's probably going to throw down a proxy pylon over there, which of course reinforces the idea that he's going for some fast GC play. SCX is sitting on 26 supply and not making, and there's a 4-8. So yeah, pretty standard in PvP. And he should have a proxy pylon. I think Obsidian actually saw the probe. Yeah, he did, and he just puts down the pylon anyway. He actually has more units than Obsidian, so he should be able to just hold this up. And he makes a ton of oh my god! But there's actually a ton of units coming out for Obsidian, so he's not going to be able to hold all of these. He shouldn't. I mean, he shouldn't be able to. Though God, I can't talk. His warp gate is almost up, and he should be able to warp in stuff really quickly. Both sets of warp gates are coming up. Obsidian's is up a little faster, and he is actually already made stuff. But CX has more units anyway, so this should be good for UIUC if he can micro this correctly, which I don't think he is. And he backs off, and Obsidian sets to work taking out the proxy pylons, which there are 3 of them in his base. So he needs to micro a little bit better than that. It would be really embarrassing if UIUC got 3-0'd. Though Obsidian wasn't microing the Stalkers correctly, but it doesn't matter. He just has so much more stuff, and CX is just getting completely clobbered in this 4-gate. The second proxy pylon goes down, but there is one more, but it's on the low ground of the natural, so he can't actually do much with it, and it gets knocked down from the high ground. So the 4-gate was probably a failure, though SCX is only down 5 food, so he should be able to recover from this. He's putting down a Stargate, which is probably going for something else. Obsidian's map actually expanded behind this, which is probably what I would do. But at the same time, it's probably not the right choice when you're going up against someone like CX, who is probably going to do some gimmicky strategy, which he is. He's putting up a Stargate after a failed 4-gate. So yeah, Obsidian is getting a Twilight Council, so he's just pretty much blindly countered actually the Stargate play. There are Phoenixes coming out from the Stargate. RCX really likes his Phoenix play, and it's actually pretty good. The warp gates are actually completely dead. Right, they're up, but they're not being used at all at this point. RCX is just spending most of his money on the Phoenixes. He's also not fully saturated yet, which is kind of odd. Obsidian is about to get his natural up, so what SCX needs to do is hit some sort of timing where the natural is up, but he can't act. But Obsidian hasn't gotten any benefit from it yet, so he has spent the 400 minerals for nothing. And there's also a forge coming out from SCX. I'm not sure what he's trying to do with that. I mean, usually, if you go Stargate, you just upgrade the air weapons from your Cybercore. Though, okay, there are 3 Phoenixes out, and he's probably going to be able to snipe a couple of probes, but I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it. And one of the observers laps, so that's bad. The Phoenixes come in, and he should be able to pick off quite a few probes here. He picks off 3 probes, so that's pretty good. Though I'm not sure if he's going to be able to keep this up. Obsidian is still up 7 food-ish. It's not that much of a difference, but the main thing is he does have his expansion, and he's probably going to go for a timing. There are photon cannons in his main, but he is able to get a couple of probes before they go up. He needs to be able to micro his Phoenixes away from the Stalkers. Okay, so he gets away, and he's not going to be able to do anything else in the main. They're just too much defense over there. Both players continue to macro up. CX is actually doing the Protoss 111, which he's been theory crafting a lot. It's where you get just way too much production on one base. Like, I've definitely done this before, but I have the same production on 2 base, whereas he has it on 1 base, and that's just not going to work. He has enough minerals to throw down an expansion, so he should just do that. A couple of Phoenixes get sniped when they try to go into the natural. It doesn't really work as much. Fuck that Stalker, he says. Wow. I missed something, obviously. He tries to go into the main now, but there's just so many photon cannons. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it. He actually doesn't lose any Phoenixes. So, yeah, it's probably worth it. That one Phoenix getting away when 2 more photon cannon shots would have taken it down. And SCX takes as natural. If we look at the income tab, Obsidian, despite being up a base, is only actually no, he's up quite a few. He's up 6 harvesters despite the harassment. If we look at it, actually, there's an engagement. He's just move commands the phoenixes and loses 3 of them. That's so much. That's so much gas just lost. Though he has gotten a bit of value from the phoenixes because he was able to harass with them. If we look at the units lost tab, it's actually pretty even. Though SCX has obviously lost more units because of the failed 4-gate. Obsidian is taking his second gas at his natural, so he's probably going for more tech. We see +1 on Forge, a Robo base, so he's going to get some Colossi probably, and a Twilight Council where he's already researched Blink, and another gateway. So 5 gates, 5-gate Robo versus Stargate, Robo, and 4 gates. And there's a Forge on both sides as well. The Phoenixes tried to go in and do some damage, though they got repelled by the photon cannons, but they did kill a couple probes, so that should probably make it worth it, but I'm not entirely sure. Obsidian is doing that thing where he switches the Colossi range before getting out his first Colossus, which is an interesting strategy. It's usually not worth it to get it just for 1 Colossus, though it's a habit that lots of Protoss players have, and I probably need to break out of as well. A CX comes in with a ton of charge lots, though the first Colossus comes out, it's not microed very well, but it doesn't really matter. Though Immortals get completely surrounded, and this is looking really bad for